catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Storytime. We first want to say thank you so much if you have been waiting patiently because we had some technical difficulties. And but you know what they say, the show must go on. So we would love to welcome you and let you know that you are here at Storytime. We're excited about the guest we have tonight. We have Mahaliel of Hit Hard Films. And we have a few of his team members that are going to come in. And we're going to let you know a little bit about what he's doing. Mahaliel, also known as Sensei Mo, is the CEO and visionary force behind Hit Hard Films. He began his creative journey as a playwright, writing 3 acclaimed off-Broadway productions: Some People Turn Ice, We Must Eat the Black Root, and Malcolm's Time. Now, I'm reading this to you right now while you're looking at these 3 faces, and then I'm going to remove this picture, and you're going to be looking at me, and we're going to bring our guests on. But I just wanted you to get an idea about what's happening tonight. This will give you time to go get your water, your drink, or whatever you need, because we're getting ready to go hard. Okay, we're going to get you the real deal. Okay, so what did Mahaliel do? While working in the theater, he also trained extensively in martial arts, and eventually becoming one of the top-ranked fighters in the world. After winning world championship, he was invited by movie star Wesley Snipes to serve as his martial arts instructor and bodyguard. So we know that also Sensei Mo studied theater with a minor in film during college, right? And before we go any further, we're going to let him come on and him tell you about his time with Wesley Snipes and all the stuff he did back in the day. So I want to thank you once again, and here I go. So I want to say, hey, how you doing? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your patience. This is Storytime. Storytime is where human beings connect through life experiences. So while you're here, we want to give you a few house rules. We want to ask you to like, share, and comment. Okay. So who we want you to share with? Well, take about 5 friends and let them know we're here. Yes, tell them they have started. They are here. And also, we want to say to you, if you don't mind, we'd like you to do one other thing for us. It's real simple. We want to ask you to be kind and like, share, and comment. All right. And subscribe to the channel. So without further ado, because you've been waiting so patiently, I want to go ahead and get going and bring up the man of the hour. First and foremost, the man who made all this possible. And we want to start with my buddy, my friend, because we actually went to high school together. We want to call him up. I'm going to call him Sensei Mo because I knew him as Sensei Mo before I knew him as director and producer. I hear him knocking at the door, y'all. Let's see if he's here. Mahaliel, are you there?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, how are you today? Thank you so much for your patience. You know what they say, the show must go on, right?
That's right, the show must go on.
So we're glad that we can make it happen, and hopefully everything will flow as we need to tonight. But I was just in your neck of the woods this Wednesday night. I was there, Comedy in Harlem.
Uh-huh.
I sent you a message. Did you get it? I was in front of your building right there at the State Building. I said, I wonder if Mahaliel was here. Are you still at the State Building or no?
No, I'm not there anymore.
Okay. Well, it's been so good to be able to give the people an update of what you have going on. And I am excited to have a couple of your good people with us today and some of our classmates. But before we bring them in, for the people who never met you, never been to the dojo, never seen you in action, tell us a little bit about who is Mahaliel.
Wow.
Like,
Well,
take us back to before Jamaica High. Like, where you from? A little bit about your upbringing, how you got to this point, because it started somewhere. So, where did it all start?
well, we from families from South Carolina. I was born in New York. Uh, Grandmother in Brooklyn, mom, my aunts, most of them in Queens. I'm a Queens boy. That's where we went to Jamaica High School together. I absolutely love playing basketball. And I also love theater. I don't know if you remember, I used to be teased because I was always doing in some theater, in some play, something like that, and singing and dancing, whatever it was. And they used to tease me, because I was supposed to be a basketball player. And when I went to college, they said, well, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And I got really attracted to theater. You mentioned, I didn't even know you knew about the theater company I had, which was Sun People Theater. And I was doing a lot of plays, 16th Street Playhouse, La Mama Theater. I did some stuff. I was right there. I loved the theater. And then I transitioned because I minored in film and I transitioned into that. And then I became a father, so then we got to get the regular job because, the whole entertainment thing doesn't work because the checks are not. People wonder why actors get paid so much money because you might not see that much money for a long time. So the checks weren't coming in, so I had to get a regular job because I had to support my two beautiful children who are now adults and they may be supporting me one day. Um, and I got really involved in a lot of different things. I'm not going to go into that stuff, but during the time I was training in the martial arts, because I was always an athlete. So when basketball kind of hit and I decided I wasn't going to play basketball anymore, I started doing um, martial arts really heavy. And then I became a martial arts champion, and then things went really well for me. And I did everything martial arts. I ran a couple of martial arts schools. And it was funny because my mother was not happy with the fact that I was doing martial arts because I went to graduate school. I got a master's. Then later on, I got a PhD. But it's all in theater. It's all in film. I could be a professor at a college, but it wasn't really my passion. And one day I won some money at a martial arts tournament and I drove, my mother lived, we lived in St. Albans. So
Mm-hmm.
I drove to St. Albans, my mom, I talked to her and I took out a big wad of money and I gave it to her. And she said, thank you, baby. And you know what mamas do. You know where that's going, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So I got in my car, which was a fancy car because I was doing some things, and I got in my Mercedes and I drove around the block and came back. Now I had keys to my mother's house, so I came to the house and I knocked on the door. Said, "Ma, you got to give me that money back." She said, "Why?" I said, "I won that doing karate. That's how I got the money." She said, "Boy, if you don't get out of here and get in that car and drive home."
Wow. So I got a question. So take me to these days. Take me to these days. When was this?
That's when I was playing basketball. Basketball was my life, my love. I played basketball every day, all the time. Yeah, that's high school.
That's high school, man. That's high school. Well, listen, and speaking of Jamaica High School, I still got my folio here too. You see, I got my book, y'all.
Yeah, I see.
I still have it. Question. Tell me about these two brothers we have here. I do see. Looks like Tico made it back, so hopefully things will go well. But tell me about this first guy. And how you got them involved because you went from karate and doing everything to doing everything you're doing now with the films, and I know it's amazing. And you've done a lot, man. You really have done a lot. When I look at everything that you've done, when I look at all the pictures and stuff, when I think about from the karate standpoint, this right here, when I think about you getting to the top with the black belt and the major accomplishments, before we go into your film, just take us for a minute to what it took. What kind of discipline did it take for you to get to this point?
Oh, so you want to talk about Tico or Tito, or do you want me to talk about the Black Belt magazine?
Yeah, before we get to them, because I'm trying to give him time to make sure that he's set up good. I'm looking at him. I wanted to ask you before we transition over to the film, your accolades when it comes down to everything you did, when it comes down to the arts. Which one, if you had to choose, which one are you more passionate about, and what did it take to get you to this point, to get being on the cover magazines and winning those championships?
Well, I have 5 black belts:
Five?
Taekwondo, Shotokan Karate, Krav Maga, Jiu Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, um, and the passion for it was, I don't know why I liked fighting so much, but because I'm a mild mannered guy, but fighting and the martial arts, I was always enthused by it. I saw a lot of martial art movies. Whenever they had one, I'd go to Jamaica Avenue and sit there all day and watch martial art movies. And I wasn't old enough, but I would get on the train and go to 42nd Street and sit there and watch martial art movies all day. So that was my passion for the martial arts. And
What was your
then
favorite one? What was your favorite? Like, I love the Karate Kid. What was your favorite?
it depends. Of course, everybody loves Enter the Dragon. Uh, the Karate Kid I thought was an excellent film. Um, but I think the Enter the Dragon was the one, and those Chinese movies, those were the ones that really affected me. Of course, Jim Kelly, Black Belt Jones, he had the 6 pack. He had the beautiful Nubian Gloria Henry. You know, that was, hey man, I want to be Black Belt Jones. That kind of stuff.
Wow, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me do this. Let me do this before we go too deep into that. Let's bring the other fellas up and let's see what we got going on. Who you want to bring up first? Let's bring up Mr. Richard Jean, since he's been here. He's been patiently waiting. Let's get him up here. Tell us a little about this man.
Now I was also on the soccer team.
Was you?
Yeah, I played on the soccer team at Jamaica High School.
You
I
was a
was
jack
a,
of all
I
trades.
was I was what we call the scrub, but uh, and a soccer team. These guys were from other countries. Richards from Haiti, guys from Greece. They were not really American guys. I'm the only really like American guy on that team. I think they took the matter of fact, they won the city championship that year. So I was on the city championship team. That's why I should be in that book. Um, I only learned a couple of moves in soccer, how to hit it off my head. And Rich was the one who taught me how to hit it off my knee. Like
Mm-hmm.
pop, 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 and the ball bounces up and down. I didn't know anything about soccer, but what happened was, because I played basketball, I was an athlete. I could jump high and I would run sprints and run around all the time and do a lot of jumps for basketball and run up and down that hill. You remember they had the field, but they had a hill, and I'd run up and down the hill. So the soccer coach asked me to be on the soccer team. And then I
Wow.
asked the basketball coach, Hilty, is it okay for me to join the soccer team? So I played on the soccer team with Rich, and Rich taught me how to play soccer. So
Okay.
that's you
Wow.
didn't know.
You
You
did a
didn't know
little bit
that,
of
huh?
everything. Wow, so soccer too. Okay, okay. Well,
I was a
amazing.
scrub. I was not good. I was
Oh,
athletic, but I wasn't good, you know. But I liked hitting it off the head, and I liked doing. I wanted to fall back and do the double kick, and so you see how I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it like a scrub.
oh
But
boy.
Rich and those guys were really, really good.
Wow.
He was
Okay.
really good.
So
So
then
when
when
he
did you realize that you wanted to get into the film industry?
did, I realize that
When? Like at what point in your life was you when you decided, okay, I'm gonna tap into this and I want to begin
when I
to
was in college, when I was leaving the theater and transitioned into the film stuff. That's why film was a minor. I love the theater, but the theater was a little slow, and I just felt that I would have more control in the film because I wanted to do specific films. I wanted to do martial art films,
yes.
so you don't get a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, that's how I met Rich, and then Rich was taking acting lessons, and he said he wanted to be an actor, so he'll tell you the rest.
Okay,
But of
and then you
course,
help make that dream come true. Well, I think I hear him knocking at the door, so let me bring him on up. Rich, are
Yeah.
you there? Hey,
Hello. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm
Thanks for
doing
having me
great.
aboard.
Yes. Another proud Jamaica High classmate. How you been?
Yeah, pretty good. I've
That's
been good.
you look well, man. Y'all ain't aging at all. I'm telling you. And then we have another brother here, and I do believe that he is with us. Tico, are you ready? Wave your hand to me if you're ready. Because I see you moving around. Wave your hand and let me know if you're ready to come on up on the screen. No, let's see.
Here.
Fingers crossed. There he is. Yes. Tico, I just need you to
Okay,
move
finally,
into another
finally,
direction.
yeah.
Move to another
There you
direction
go.
so that you're not in front of that light bulb if you can. Can you turn yourself so that you don't have the light bulb? But how you
Can I?
doing?
I'm
Can
not
you
bad. Let
yeah,
me turn this
yeah,
way.
perfect.
How's that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, now just lift it up a little bit. Go other direction. Keep going, keep coming. So we can see
Okay,
your face.
higher, higher. There we go.
okay, just hold on. I know what I have to do.
Perfect. Okay, so Gene, talk to us about life after Jamaica High School. Talk to us about life after Jamaica High School. Tell the people who've
Well,
never been before life after Jamaica. You actually find Tico. You don't have to do it all that. You can
uh,
find
Okay,
a- after
life
Jamaica,
after Jamaica. Uh-huh.
after Jamaica High School, I went to college. Was doing the accounting thing. Worked in business schools, actually, as a financial director. And you mentioned the state building. There used to be a school right across the street called UBI. Yeah, a business school. I think it was UBI. No. But I worked by the state building for a number of years. Then then afterwards I got too good at it and was gonna get a job at Harlem Hospital.
Okay. Okay.
And because it was nearby, somebody offered me and said, listen, Jean Pierre, you want to be a community liaison? So I went there and I had my uncle who was a radiologist. So I went to the hospital. I went to his office. I said, yes, I'm going to be working at your hospital. He said, really? I thought you was doing accounting. I said, no, I'm not too good at it. I think maybe I'm going to be a community liaison. So he said, you know what? I don't think you should do that. There's a radiology school, here. Why don't you take the test and do radiology if you don't want to do accounting no more? And I did that, and I've been doing radiology. I'm a technologist for about what, 15,
So when
20
did you
years
start
now.
acting? When did you start acting?
And acting, I did some acting. As a matter of fact, in junior high school, I did what they called it a glee club or something. But
Mm-hmm.
acting, I always had that in the back of my mind. I always wanted to, when I watch movies and people used to tell me I look like an actor. And look at my name, Richard Jean Pierre is it's a very very great name. You could be an actor. And one day I went, I bought me there's this newspaper. Every time I see people buying the acting magazines, so I went and bought me one day, and I looked at it and I started taking classes. And while taking classes, I remember seeing Mahaliel on Facebook making movies. So I said, we always kept in contact. I always give him positive reinforcement, keep up the good work, many more success. And one day I said, could you give me a shot, to part of your movie?
What did you think he was going to take you serious?
Well, I didn't really think so. He said, "Well, come down. Let me see. Let me
I
see.
owed him
Come
from
down."
soccer.
Um, and I knew him from Jamaica High School back in 74, 78. We always been cordial together, always athletic, and always on the field. I met him on the field, but we always kept in touch, I guess, and I asked him if he give me a shot, and he gave me a part in Blood Mix
Wow.
in one
So,
of the movies, and
wow.
it was very interesting. And I played a reporter, and which was very it's interesting because I like acting, and it felt great. Something I like to do. Um, do it for the future, maybe as a hobby. And I thank you for Mahaliel for giving me a shot, and it's great. And also,
We shot your scene. We shot your scene at the Bronx courthouse, right?
yeah, and on
Yeah, we
steps
shot at the Bronx courthouse.
at the steps in the Bronx courthouse, and it was great. It,
So
it
Blood
was
Mix. This is the movie right here that you played in, right?
yes, Blood Dicks.
And what was your part?
I was a reporter.
Okay.
I played a reporter, Blood Dicks.
And that was your very first experience as an actor.
Yeah, that was my first on-screen experience as being an actor,
Wow.
and hopefully, um, there's empty hands, and hopefully give me part play a doctor, and empty hands too, which I think it's a sequel from empty hands one, empty hand one, which Isaac Hayes was there in the movie also.
Let me see.
So
Empty hand.
Isaac Hayes was there, empty hands. So it'll be a sequel,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he
and
has some great graphics for your movie too. You have a great team working on all this stuff. But before we go into the empty hands and the blood mix, tell me about Tico. How did Tico get involved? I mean, we all went to school together, but when did you connect with Tico and meet him, and how did he get connected with you as far as acting?
Well, we would see each other, but I didn't know Tico was a martial arts guy. So we're both martial art dudes. And at that time, Tico gave me a call because Tico was doing. There's a friend of mine who's one of the five-time world champion, one of the top guys, who was doing a TV series. And Tico called me for the TV series. He cast me for the TV series um, with this guy, Jerry Fontanez. And we shot on the roof, and I was able to, do some choreography or something like that, some other things. So again, another Jamaica High School alum, he was looked out for me. And when I got ready to do my movie Love, Sex, and Kung Fu, I had this young star, and I was making her into the next Pam Grier. I called Tico up, because I want her to be comfortable, you know, because when you're a young, pretty girl, you think everybody wants to, you know, everybody wants to have a relationship with you. And I had to let her know that, you know, that wasn't my intent at all. And I went down, I think it was 14th Street or some area that used to be hell on wheels, but now it's all beautiful. And I brought it down there, and Tico talked to her. I don't remember the conversation, but the conversation was very motivational and motivated her. You know, and he was producer on this movie I said earlier for Spanish TV. And so he's always been a person, if ever I asked him to do something, he'd be there for me. So when I was doing Blood Mix, I needed somebody to beat up. And you know, Tico's keeps putting all these pictures up with a 6-pack, and I'm jealous because I used to have a 6-pack. So now that I got a 4-pack and Tico's got the 6-pack all the time. No, I'm talking about the old man 6-pack. When Tico got that, I called him up and I said, "Hey man, I need to do a fight scene. I need you." And we went into an alley and we did some fighting in the alley, and it looks great. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's what we did. Another
Tico, welcome
connection.
on board, man. We're so happy to have you here. Talk to us. So, Tico, the martial arts guy, tell us a little bit about your background and how you transitioned from martial arts to acting. But for the people who've never met you before, just give them a little bit of your background and how it all took place.
Well, first and foremost, let me say that that picture you're showing is me when I was maybe 2 years out of college. So please stop showing that I have gray hair. And I sent that to you because I wasn't sure if you were going to show those progressions, because I also sent a picture of myself in my backyard at 4 years old.
Yes,
So,
I do.
yeah, please show the pictures that do not misrepresent me. That was me. That was 40 some odd years ago.
Oh, I got
Me.
you.
So,
I'm coming to the other one. I got you.
Oh,
okay.
you got the recent ones, okay?
Please. They said, man, he aged backwards.
Yeah, I got you covered.
Yeah,
I'm going to show all of them. But tell the people about how you went. Well, first of all, what life was for you after Jamaica, how you got into martial arts, and how you got from martial arts to acting.
Well, my martial arts journey started really a few months after the death of my father. Unfortunately, he died at a young age, and I was 11 at the time, going on 12, and that's when I started martial arts. Now, my road to martial arts wasn't as consistent as Mahaliel. Mahaliel got it and he stayed in it. I bounced around from school to school. I never really got any rank, though I had experience and I had been training for a long time. Finally, I decided to settle down. I even took college courses in it and various styles. I started off in judo, so that makes me a judoka. I don't have as many black belts as Mahaliel because he took all of them. There weren't too many left for me. So I only have a few. But as far as acting is concerned, I've always been the class clown. Yeah, see, there you go. That's more representative.
Oh yeah, you get there. I got you. I have them all. You just have to work.
Okay.
I showed Mahaliel back in the day too. So I'm going to show honor.
Yeah,
it wasn't good. I needed some chapstick.
So,
oh man, Mo, you killed me, man.
You were the martial arts guy, so definitely keep going.
Well, Mo and I were in the same circles, ironically, but we always discuss basketball and other things. We didn't really discuss martial arts very much. Now, we had a conversation, Mo. I'm not sure when that took place, but it was way back in the day. Because you had in the back of your mind plans on doing some things, and you said, we're going to work together one day. I vaguely remember that conversation, though, but it did actually take place. But now getting back to the acting thing, I actually started doing improv in grammar school. It wasn't officially called improv at that time, though. I went to junior high school. I did plays. I got to high school. I did not do any plays, but I went to college. I started doing plays again. When I got out of school, instead of going into acting, I got into radio, and I was doing radio for a while. I wanted to do acting, and I suppose secretly for many years, that's what I wanted to do. The reality was, and Mo will tell you, when we were coming up, there weren't very many people that looked like us. So that for me was kind of a deterrent, because the people that I did know who were people of color who were in acting, they were barely getting by. And that's just a fact. You didn't have as many platforms. You didn't have as many representation as you have now. And then if you were like myself, who is Afro-Latino, you either played, if you look black, you played the black guy. I mean, that was it. So because all the Latinos had to be quote unquote white Latinos, or they were Mexican or something like that. And they usually played bad guys, or they played Native Americans who are getting slaughtered by the cowboys. Somewhere down the line, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to throw my hat into the ring. And it's been maybe about 20 years since I really got serious. I've done Spanish television, where I actually got to speak Spanish. I've actually done a couple of Chinese shows. Now, they were shot here, so I spoke English, because no, I don't speak Chinese. And, I decided that for me, the best way to make a mark, if at all possible, because it's a very difficult business, would be to get behind the scenes, because I had some creative ideas. And that's why I called Mahaliel. I said, look, you know what? I got this pilot that I'm working on, and I know what you're doing, and I need you to slide on over here and jump in. And then it just took off from there. And we've been in touch ever since. And, he's helped me out. I've helped him out. But when he gave me this opportunity to get my butt whipped by him, I said, you know what? If I'm going to take a butt whipping, I'm going to take it from Mo.
Right. Wow. Well, that's amazing. And I'm so proud of both of y'all for everything that y'all have done. Now, once you started doing that, Mahaliel, I know that you've had some success. And when I went to your website, I saw these gentlemen here on your page, and you call it success stories. So along with the success that you and Tico had in martial arts, take us to some of the success stories you had with your films.
The first guy, he was recently in Bad Boys, the last Bad Boys. He plays the second in command to the bad guy, the top bad guy. He was in my movie Love, Sex, and Kung Fu. The guy in the middle, who's a good friend of mine, is Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown started Uptown Comedy. So well known with that. Later on, they did a thing called 30 Rock. He was in the Empty Hands. He used the copies from the Empty Hands. He used that as his reel when he went and auditioned for 30 Rock. He's like, yo, man, I don't have anything. I don't have myself on film. I only have myself on stage doing comedy. I need something with me actually doing acting. And I said, hey, man, we haven't done the film yet. We haven't finished the post-production yet. He says, yo, I really need this. Do me a favor. And of course, he's also got involved, and I got him that, and he did 30 Rock, did very well. The Asian black guy, he played as one of the bad guys, the second in command, Flatline, in the Empty Hands as well. And he could be seen in another big Hollywood film. He's played in that as well. So
Is
I
that the
feel like
Venom?
Venom, yeah, he played in Venom. I got a senior moment, I'm sorry. And this young lady is the young lady that Tico really convinced to really be serious about this role, because she didn't know martial arts. We trained her for almost a year. in martial arts, and she became really good at it. That's only born from love, sex, and kung fu.
Wow. And then
And
who's Ruby?
Ruby was in Sinners. So she had a small role in Sinners, and she's done a lot of Broadway stuff.
Wow. And I'm looking here at some things, but a lot of people were very grateful to be a part of what they've done with you. And some
Yeah.
people had some great things to say about working with you. And I think this is some of these are testimonials where people actually have said testimonials. Let's see what people had to say about working with Mahaliel. One moment.
Hello, my name is Brett Joseph DiPetrillo, and I play Marco on Underground Cops. I wanted to take a little second, a few minutes here to talk about Sensei Mo and his craziness with his martial arts and everything that he brought. I mean, it was like 10, 12 fight scenes. It's just amazing the work that he put in the last 2-3 months on this project. We're seeing it come to fruition. And I think the end product is going to be awesome when you guys see it. Thank you very much, and thanks a lot, Sensei Mo.
Wow, so that's good. So it's good to know that
Hello,
the
my name is Brett
people
Joseph
are
DiPetrillo.
thinking and speaking about you in that manner. I see a couple of them, but here's what I want to do. I don't want to just go to. Well, here's another one. Let's see what he's saying here for a minute.
My name is Sal Del Greco. I play Fingers in Underground Cops. Um, Training with Sensei Mo was great. I mean, anytime you get to train with somebody with the credentials that he has, you know, world champion, black belt, Hall of Fame, you know, it's a true honor. And for any martial artist, it really is a dream come true.
Amazing, amazing, amazing to hear them say these things about you. So glad to see that they have so much respect for you, Mahalio, and everything that you've done. So, one more that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go down to looking at the actual clip of the film. But I know that there was one more guy who said something about you. So, give me a minute. Let me go to that, and we'll go to that gallery of the films here. One moment.
There's one guy that you had in the middle.
Let me see. Was that on the gallery, maybe? Let me
No,
see.
just his photo.
On the gallery,
And
yeah. That's
he he was going to quit acting. I said, man, you're too talented to stop acting. What the hell is wrong with you? That's him, but he just did another film he did, and you can stroll, and he's thanking me for because he was about to quit the audition. I mean, auditioning, and I said, you did such a fantastic job in this movie. Don't tell me you're not going to get work.
the guy
And
here.
no, you gotta. It's just a statement by him, not a video.
Gotcha. Well,
Um,
I want to see some of your clips of your movies. So let's take a look for a moment at this trailer for Blood Meat.
I'm so glad you're finally here.
Mahalia, what did it take to get that kind of uh makeup done? It's a lot of makeup that goes into all that when you're making these scenes like that. What did it take to do that? Who do you get to do all this makeup?
you get a makeup artist. Get a makeup artist, and if you have to fire them, your wife will do the makeup.
Oh wow. I think that's perfect. That's perfect for you to say that.
I fired the makeup artist, and my wife just got there, and she's like, started watching videos. You know, this is the new this is the new school, and she did all the work. That's she's the
Yeah,
best. She's a fancy
I
dresser.
remember.
She knows
I,
all that stuff. I put everybody to work. We're all working together.
So she's the executive producer, vice president of Hit Hard, bringing unmatched dedication and versatility to every production, including makeup, huh? So she
Yeah.
stepped in and does a whole lot of stuff.
The
Uh,
costuming is incredible. And
really
I was really shocked because she's a rookie. Well, she's not a rookie anymore, but she initially was supposed to do costume design. But when the makeup artist and I had a spat, I just asked her could she do it, and she killed it.
beautiful girl. How long y'all been married?
This is actually my second wife,
Mm-hmm.
only
Mm-hmm.
twice. Been married for about a decade.
And that's a beautiful thing. And so for her to tie into your vision, how important is that to have someone that understands the vision and locks into the vision?
That's extremely important. Extremely important. Because especially at this age, you guys are partners. The
Wow.
lust fest is over. When you're 20, 25, it's a lust fest. When you 35, 40, 50, it's about you guys connecting and making a life for yourself together
There you go. There you
and
go.
being the best of friends.
So Tico and Jean, let me ask y'all, as people who went to high school with Mahaliel, what was it like being on the set with him?
well, I think you mentioned about um the makeup artist. I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Bethea. Uh, my body was not sorry, and we're very talented, And I saw the costume and the cosmetic how they did with the actors. That was my first time being on the set and being part of that. It was so amazing, they're so professional, and I thank you, Mahalio, for giving me the opportunity to be part of that, and also and it helped me. It helped by looking at the costume and the um, makeup and stuff like that. It makes you. It made me act. I don't know. Give me encouragement when I did my um when I played the reporter. It gave me a little encouragement, made things easier for me to act, to play that part. And they made it easy for me to do
Made it
that
seem
part.
real, huh? And made you feel like a reporter, huh?
Yes, yeah, they made me feel like a reporter, and it
Wow.
helped a lot, and
Yeah.
it alleviate a lot of tension, and
Okay.
and it's great.
What about
I
you,
am a,
Tico?
I'm a, I'm a, I have three heads. I'm a writer, a director, and of course, a choreographer. And one of the things I try to find when I work with a person is what they're able to do well. I don't work against what an actor can do. As a director, I try to find out what that actor is comfortable with.
Hmm.
So he was perfect as the reporter. He had to look like he said. I told him what to wear. He had the trench coat. He had the hat on.
My
He
hat
looked
on.
like one of them Superman reporters, in the 1940s. He
Yeah,
he went all the way in on the role, and
they
I talked to him because that's what a director is supposed to do. And just like this next movie, he tells you what he does for a living. What am I having him in this movie? Play a doctor. He's a radiologist.
Yeah,
yes,
It's not that far.
that's right.
yeah,
I
That's
don't even have to pay for a costume.
that's
Just
right.
yes.
come for yourself.
How,
You
how,
know.
how come it work with my work outfit? But the
Yeah. So
guidance, the guidance is
you
great.
you try to set people up to be able to do what they do, and you're going to get the best performance, the best results.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
Tico, so do you agree? I mean, what was your experience the first time when
Well,
you worked with
well,
Mahaliel?
see, you have to understand again, now, it was the first time I was working with him and he was in charge. Now, we had worked together before. I
And
wasn't,
he's in
I
charge.
wasn't, I wasn't exactly, I was the producer. But also coming from martial arts background, I understand the chain of command. But let me make a basketball metaphor. He was the point guard. And what he wanted to know was, okay, where do you want me to get you the ball? Do you want me to get you the ball here for the jump shot, or do you want me to get you the ball over there? So in other words, his job is to facilitate.
Yes.
And that's just what he did. So when we did this scene, now he knows me, he knows my background, he knows what I can do. But he basically said, okay, how about this? How does this work? Okay, let's do this. How do you feel about that? So for me, it was no problem because he led me to where and what he knew I was capable of doing.
So from one producer to another, with your background, if you was to speak of Mahaliel's work to someone that was coming to him for the first time, like the young lady, what do you say to them about Mahaliel and who he is?
I said, well, first and foremost, he's about business. That's the first and foremost. He's a professional. There are a lot of people in this business, and some people, quite frankly, who are successful, but they're not necessarily professional. And you can interpret that any way you want to. But Mo knows what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
there are a lot of people like that. Mo's professional. And I think at the end of the day, I guess I could say a lot of other things, a lot of other adjectives. But the most important thing is he is professional. And if you understand what a professional is, then all of those attributes I assign to Mahaliel, which makes it a pleasure to work with him. And I'm hoping we get together to work. Hoping we have an opportunity to work together again, and maybe at some point on a nice big budget film where we could just go all out and do crazy stuff.
And work
Yeah.
together. That would be nice. That would be nice. Imagine if we could do a reenactment of Jamaica High, with all of us being in, communication, so many of us connected. Imagine if we could do a Jamaica High film since the school is no longer there. If we can, reenact what it was like to go to Jamaica High, wouldn't that be something? What do y'all think?
Well, we have quite a few people from Jamaica. Mahaliel, what's the brother's name? Batunde. He's I think he played Shamar's father in SWAT, and he's also in one of those long time running soap operas.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a lot of. He's pretty big in Hollywood. So we have a lot of Jamaica High School alum. We could actually do something just with the alumni from
Wow.
Jamaica High School who are
Wow.
in the business in one form or another. That would be very interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
It would be if all we sat down and collaborated on something. That would be great to work with all of those people. That'd be fantastic.
I just directed this film called Class of I know you guys saw it, Class of 2035. Did you see that? 29?
No.
Well, I just directed this film, Class of 2029. A matter of fact, Richard went to the audition, right?
Oh
Rich
yes.
came to the audition. We had the audition in Manhattan.
Oh yes,
And
yes. I remember.
I was telling the director, when you do independent films, you got to be your own line producer. You got to know how to do it. Like when I shot these guys, I know how to shoot because I'm not gonna feed them. If I keep him too long, I gotta feed him. So yeah, I tell my staff we need to shoot quick. And I love these guys because they love me. I give them Gatorade and some mints. That's what you good? You good? All right. Thank you. Because I got to be my own line producer. So when we doing the movie, I said when we do the school stuff, when you have a classroom, you got 20 actors in there. And when we had a hallway scene, that's 40 actors walking back and forward. I said, so be aware when you're doing these school movies, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
They're very expensive because If you got a basketball game in the if you have a basketball game, you got a full stadium, and everybody think, oh, we're gonna get people. They're gonna do it for free. No, they're not. You're not gonna be able to get 60 people to do the stuff for free. Doesn't happen that way. You get your niece and your uncle and your cousin. That's it. Yeah, but those back to school things, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get a location, and it's a lot of people involved, a lot of moving targets.
Now you have another young man here. I think he's a part of your team, Bernard Seaborn. He said it. You run a tight set, and he said it's not easy to act and direct, but he said you definitely run a tight set. So he's definitely out there giving his insight and his input too. I want to ask you, gentlemen, something. New York City, there's a lot of opportunities, and when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to acting, singing, and doing those things, a lot of people compare it to Hollywood in California. What is y'all opinion on that in regards to the opportunities we have in New York versus the opportunities in California when it comes to film?
Wow.
You know,
Mo, you're going to take that first? I mean, that's a
I'm
good
gonna let you.
question.
I'm gonna let you take it. I'm
Well,
not
let
the
me
only producer here.
let me say
well,
this. And again, for what it's worth, this is just my personal opinion and experience. I have a few friends who are originally from New York, who are presently in LA, uh, producing, directing, and they've had quite a bit of success. Not necessarily household names, but they've worked with major stars, and they put out mainstream middle budget movies. When I say middle budget movies, you know the well, actually nowadays everybody does a movie. It's 300 million, 500 million. I mean, it's insane. But these guys have worked with 25, 40, $50 million budgets, things like that. With that said, all of them to a man say they would much rather shoot here in New York because everybody in Hollywood wants to be a star. You know, the school teacher wants to be a star. The policeman wants to be a star. Everybody's a star. And he says most of the people there aren't real. And it's true. I've been to LA, I've been to Hollywood. I don't like it. I couldn't live there. Are there opportunities? Yeah, there are opportunities. I don't know if they're more than less than in New York City, but the reality of it is that everybody's there. I think there's something about shooting in New York. I think when you shoot something in New York and you look at the directors that have used New York as a background character, Spike's latest movie with Denzel. I mean, New York was the background. New York was one of the main characters,
Yeah.
and you don't get that when you shoot anywhere else. You can shoot in Miami, it's nice. LA, Chicago, it's nice, but not the same as New York City. I really think the opportunities are here. And now, because you have so many different streaming services and all these other options, I think this is the place. I know people have gone to Atlanta for work, but ultimately, this is the place, and it's always the place, and I think it's always gonna be the place to shoot in New York.
Wow. What would you add to that, Mahaliel?
I think that New York is both theater. Don't forget the theater.
Yes, definitely. Yes, yes, yes,
Mecca
yes.
for theater and for
Yeah.
film. As Tico said, New York becomes a character in your movie. Like if you ever saw Chaz Boseman did a movie called Five Bridges.
Mm,
And every cut to a scene, all he shows is a bridge. Boom,
mm.
boom, boom.
Yes, yes, yes.
Five bridges. So New York kind of becomes part of the story. LA, yeah, I think that Atlanta, especially for people of color, is the new frontier. I think there's other stuff that can be developed in Atlanta, but New York is the place. And I think also uh, we don't know 100 because technology is changing everything. There's things that I couldn't do. Matter of fact, I'm resounding and re-editing the Empty Hands at some particular point. And there's things that I couldn't do in Love, Sex, and Kung Fu that I can do now. So technology's kind of changing everything, the way we communicate, how we're supposed to do. You know, the pandemic was a gift and a curse. I mean, as a producer, with me with the pandemic, yeah, one of the executive producers, this may be too much information, but hey, we all family. One of the executive producers, he goes to jail for the PPP loans. Have you heard about the PPP loans?
Yes.
It's
You
big.
guys don't know about the PPP
Yes.
loans?
No, I don't know.
Big down here in North Carolina. So
The
yes.
PCP
Yeah,
law.
The
Yeah.
money they gave out to everybody for
and
especially small businesses
I
when the pandemic came.
I finished the
Right.
movie in right before the pandemic. Everything froze. Everything, nothing. All the sets, everything is done. Can't do anything. Then after the pandemic, there's a strike.
Yeah.
So now you got a strike. Okay. We have a red carpet at the AMC theater. We already had one in 2020, but we had it because the executive producer wanted it. He goes to jail for the PPP loan.
Wow. Wow. That's
Mm.
crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
Business. And then because I'm a man of a certain age, I get sick.
Mm.
You know, we know this. That's our reality.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm out. I'm shooting. I got sick, and I'm still reshooting some stuff. I am sick as a dog, Tika. And you know, Tika, it's a fight scene. Turned out to be one of the best fight scenes in the movie. And
Wow.
they said, I knew something was wrong, Sensei. I never seen you sit down. I sat down. I never seen you sit down. You all right? I ain't never seen that. I said, dude, I was sick, but I already had to audition. We auditioned the stunt guys, the actors. Everything was in play. The budget was in play. And I said, I got to shoot this. So, you know, you got to forge ahead. So
Yes. 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 Yes.
producing is a whole nother game, you know, that a lot of people don't know. And there's things that go hard with producing, but we're lucky. And I say how I'm lucky is there's a movie named called Sinners. Now, one of my mentors was a guy named Roger Corman. And Roger Corman told me, he says, Mo, you doing martial art movies? I said, yeah. He said, those are B movies. I said, yeah. Zombie movies, those are B movies. Yeah. He said, I want you to be king of the B movies.
So what's a B movie to us out here who don't know what that means? I mean, I'm thinking A, B, C,
You
D, E,
never,
F, G.
when you look at a martial art movie, you're never going to see The Rock. You're never going to see Kevin Hart. You're never going to see major movie stars, Al Pacino. You don't see that. You're going to see a guy that you probably never seen before, or you're going to see a guy like Michael John White or Steven, not Steven Seagal, the other one that I like. But these guys, they rotate. Tony Jaa, it's a B movie.
Okay.
So it's not an A movie. It doesn't cost as much, and it doesn't have major stars.
Okay. So
So
A movie has the most prominent, the top notch.
A movie, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
movie, he's A list.
Yes.
Denzel Washington's A list.
Yes. Okay.
You know.
So
But
let me ask you this. So do you feel as though you can get one of those people in your movie? Is it budget? What is it? What's keeping you from approaching?
if nobody has done that, I can't do it. Somebody would have been done that.
So what do you think? I mean, if you're professional and you have the vision and you come up with the perfect movie written out well and you have a good reputation, why not? Would you not try?
You know what? You know your problem? You're stuck on B. That's a great lane. I have no problem being in the B movie lane. You got to know where your lane is. It's like a
Ain't no sense
regular.
of going over there because first of all, you're gonna have to have a movie budget. You're gonna have to
You're
have
not
a
gonna
There
get
you
it.
go.
We
It's
all
about it's
we all
about
went
the
crazy
money.
when we all went crazy. Bruce Lee was the first one to get A-list money, and no one's gotten that since.
But hold up, but you had Isaac Hayes and you had Wesley Snipes in your movies, right?
Enter the Dragon was the only A-list movie. I never had Wesley Snipes. Isaac Hayes is not an A-lister. He's a legend, but he wasn't an A-lister.
Very true. That's perfect way of putting
Yeah,
it.
So
And
was
he
that's
was
that
true.
my
That's
he
true.
was my student.
so is
So
that a creative way of getting notoriety by having some legends to be in your movie?
yeah,
Is
he was in
that
the
a good
movie.
move?
He was
So
in the
that's
movie.
creative. That's
Because
creative.
I did a movie with Jet Li called The One. Jet Li, it was originally written for The Rock, but The Rock couldn't do it, so Jet Li did it. There was a guy on the set, and that's why I say respect everybody. There's a guy on the set in the movie. His name is Jason Statham. Nobody knows who he is. Now, usually, I would do this with actors. Love, man. If you ever need a stunt guy, if you ever need somebody to teach you fight choreography, here's my card. Talk to me. But now I get a call from Jet Li. I think I'm
That's it.
I think I'm all that, right? So we do the stunt, and Entertainment Tonight is out there. And I'm hoisted up on a big, on a door, and it falls and it drags. Great. Jet Li kicks me through the door, and I go through an ambulance. Fantastic. This guy, nobody knows, who's one of the actors, he wanted to fight Jet Li. Now, there's a lot of qualifications to be in Jet Li's atmosphere. A matter of fact, they won every martial arts diploma degree I ever had to be in his atmosphere. So I was like, this guy's cocky. Who do you think he is? This is Jet Li. You got to be a top guy. Because, yo, mate, you know, I really like to fight Jet. So Corey Young takes me to Chinatown. Chinatown. Now, you guys eat fried rice and all that stuff. We went upstairs. The table was alive. You know what I mean by the table was alive?
Mm-hmm.
There were
Oh
things
yeah.
walking on the
Oh yeah.
table. And I'm sitting there like that. And they go, Mo, what do you want? Oh, duck. Oh, duck. Give him duck. Corey Young loves me, right? He shows me the transporter. He says, I'm directing this film. I want you to be the transporter. You had, at that time, Mercedes-Benz was financing the transporter. The second transporter was BMW. Mercedes-Benz goes, we don't want a black star.
Mm, mm.
Then when Mercedes-Benz didn't want a black guy, I don't hear anything from them. And then Transporter comes out. Me and my mom, we used to have movie nights and TV nights. I'm in the house and I see the Transporter advertisement, and we look at each other and we go, you think? And my mom, she has the script. She goes, that's that movie. Thanks, Ma. Make me feel real good. When we saw the second Transporter, that's when we got together and did some prayer and cried a little bit. But it was Isaac Hayes who said to me, Mahaliel, why don't you do your own movie?
Hmm.
Didn't you write a script called The Empty Hands?
Hmm.
I said, yeah. And I will do the movie if you promise to be in it.
Hmm.
And that's how Isaac Hayes got in the movie. He
Wow.
That's
promised to
good.
be in
That's,
it because
So
I was.
so the moral of that story is, you know, some people always talking about, having a seat at the table, but what you said was, I am the table. You said, listen, I could do this myself. It's good to be able to get in where you fit in with these opportunities, but sometimes we do have the capabilities of creating
I
our
take
own.
it yourself. I would have loved to be the transporter. Trust me. They did 3 of those. I would have
That's
loved to
right.
be
Your day
the
will come again.
transporter.
So let me
And
ask you,
it
Richard.
made Jason Statham an
Yes.
A-list, made him an
It made him
A-list.
a star.
Yeah. So
You'll never see Jake and Statham in a karate movie. It's
wow,
a B movie.
wow. So Richard, let me ask you a question. So do you feel as though you are fulfilling your desires here in New York City with Mahaliel and these opportunities here, or have you thought about one day going to Hollywood?
No, well, watching Mahaliel, he's very talented, and he's he's a perfectionist. I see him. I had an opportunity to watch him on the set with his with all the different actors. Very perfection. He demands perfection, but he coached me like how to act, what to do. What kind of mindset you got to be on. To relax yourself. But me, I do it as like probably like a hobby.
Okay.
Like I said, maybe when you retire, you have something to do.
Yes.
Instead of stay at home all the time,
Yes.
you could have a hobby, make movies.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
we are at retirement age, aren't we, y'all?
yeah,
We
Right,
yeah.
70
right.
years old. Can y'all believe
Make
this? Can y'all
It's
believe
a
we having this
reality.
conversation and we are almost
Yeah,
70
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You could make movie.
you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Make a movie, and also
together?
it,
Oh my
it keeps you
God.
active.
Together, we almost 300. I mean, like, wow.
Well,
Well, let's
stop
not.
now.
Let's
Stop while you're ahead. Stop while
yes,
you're ahead.
But
Don't do the
yes,
listen,
yes.
math. We
on that
know.
note, what did it take? What did it take? Does it take more if you guys go into a scene and there's a young guy, if it's a fighting scene and you see a younger guy, half your age, what did it do to your ego when you're going in there? Or are you confident in your own ability because you're in shape and you're disciplined? I mean, I want to ask you that, Tico. If you're up against a younger guy for a fighting scene, how did
I
that
don't,
feel?
I don't, well, understand this. I wouldn't get hired for that scene unless they thought I was in peak physical condition to do the fight scene, because fight scenes require a lot. And there's
Yeah.
always the risk of getting injured. But because it is choreographed, um, and there's a lot of editing done, even though I may not bring my A game, once the final edit is done, it will look like I've brought my A game. So I have a tendency not to worry about it.
Well, let me tell you something, Mahali. I saw you a couple of months ago out on the streets of Harlem, and you were doing something, fighting with the guys. What was that when you were outside?
Uh-huh.
And man, I was impressed. Look at y'all. Y'all looking good, man. When y'all have really sustained yourself physically, when it comes to what you do with the arts. And Tico, you out there doing all this self-defense and doing everything with these young kids, and you out there on the monkey bars and doing all this stuff. Y'all got it going on. So y'all should really, really pat yourself on the back because you have maintained yourself very, very well. You're still
It,
doing what you love at almost 70. Come on, man.
Ooh.
Y'all could be doing
Wasn't
this
it
at
wasn't
almost 80.
wasn't it yesterday when we went to the we went to the whole party, the class reunion, and we
that's
Yeah,
were looking
right.
at we were
yeah.
talking about 60, and now we're talking about 70. Jesus
That's
Christ.
right.
Yes.
And the goal is to be able to go there and still dance and still get on keep up with whatever's going on. If it's line dancing, whatever they have going on, still be able to move our limbs, have mobility. You know what I'm saying?
I can't hear the directions. Step to the left, go to the right. I can't. My hearing is shot. I'd be bumping into people, knocking. And guess what? I think I'm in that yearbook for best dancer. I'm the worst dancer ever now.
Really?
And
Wow.
my because the hustle was in,
Yes,
Everybody was
yes.
doing the hustle. I was killing that. And somebody was telling my wife I could dance, and she said, "Really? I
Oh,
ain't never seen
wow.
her dance."
Well,
But
let
I
me ask
spent
you
so
guys this. Let me
I
ask you guys this. What do you see yourself doing 5 years from now? I mean, like 75. I mean, to stop. Do you have a goal to stop at some point, or what's the plan? I'm gonna start with you, Tico. What's the plan? I mean, because you're
Until, what's the expression? Until the wheels fall off.
mm,
I'm out there. I'm still auditioning. I'm doing things behind the scene in front of the camera. And there are a couple of things coming up, but until I had a friend of mine who would say, none of what I hear and half of what I see. In other
mm,
words, and Mahalo could tell you, because perfect example is he was supposed to be the transporter. Because, hey, he's with Corey Yen, who is a terrific martial artist and fight choreographer, stunt coordinator. And then all of a sudden, now it's not him. So in other words, what I'm saying is, until you're actually there doing it, it's just hearsay. But the whole point of it is to stay in the game. I have every intention to stay in the game. I'm hoping to work with Mahaliel. We have some ideas we'd like to do. If things come up with the funding and the timing, everything is right, we'd like to do some things. But I'm keeping my irons in the fire. And you know what? If I get to live to be 90 something years old, if there's a part for me that I can audition for or play, I'm in it. And that's the beauty of it.
yes, yes. Now, Gene, do you feel the same way? I know this is a hobby for you, but do you
Yeah,
feel the same way?
yes, I feel the same way. As long the way I see it, as long as I'm able to do my exercise and also stay active, and if I'm able to learn with the grace of Mahaliel's expertise, you coach me, give me some acting pointers. I think it'll be a great things to do as you get older and age with grace and
Yes,
acting. You know, you
yes,
could you could you could it's like a fantasy. It's not able to the most important thing is to stay healthy.
yes.
If I could do like 20, 50 sit-ups, chin-ups, and also me, I speak acting will be fine. I speak French, speak a little Spanish. I speak Chinese a little bit, you
Okay.
know, and I think it'll be a good fit,
Wow.
to act
You
it.
know,
And
not to cut in, but I was just thinking, Mahalio, if he would be perfect to play the dictator of some fictional foreign country because of his accent, and he has that distinguished look,
distinguished look,
and
yeah.
yeah,
and he comes off as being benevolent and everybody loves him, but he's really a bad guy and he's really got something sinister going on.
He's really a
But
bastard, a
yeah,
sinister.
yeah,
yeah. It's a
Wow.
good observation.
Wow.
Like
Mahalia,
like
so what
like
about
like
you?
like with the empty hands, he's going to be speaking all those different languages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
people
Oh, wow.
communicate, again, like I said, as a director, you take what the actor's strength is.
Wow.
right.
So as a writer, I can write it in. See
hmm
that's why took directing and writing. I write my own scripts and I can put all that together.
Well, if you
Well,
ever
let me
heard,
just say this, Krista, what he did was, I have one of my top students audition and he used him for the movie, and this kid is Albanian.
wow.
And so
Well,
Mo writes it into the script, and he's actually speaking to him in his language in the
yeah,
script.
Wow.
that's
Krishna
good.
That's
Krishna
great. So that's so
Oh,
so
that's good.
Rastin.
so what do you see yourself doing next, Mahalio, that you haven't done yet?
I don't see. Well, what happened? Let's talk about COVID real quick. I had two martial arts schools, one in the village, one in Harlem. I'm doing pretty well. I'm also doing the movie. I understood about business because remember in 2008 when everything went under. It took me 3 years to get back to 2008. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So I knew when COVID came, it would take me 4 to 5 years to get back to where I was in 2020. See, a lot of people don't talk about this stuff. A lot of people, like some people totally forget that we had COVID. Some people look at me, oh, yo, why isn't the movie out? When's the movie coming out? They forgot about COVID. They forgot about the strike. I lost 5 years.
And
Now
that's
you
right.
now you only get a decade. So 5 years of that decade, you half done, right?
Wow.
So I didn't reopen the school because when we had the martial arts schools, people came in, they want to know how many students you got. You can't have it with a bunch of students. They had a number that you could have, and you got fined $1,000 a day because the guy came by one day
Wow.
and he came in. He says, "Hey man, I want to take lessons." I said, "Hey man, sir, I'm sorry," because I was only taking students who I knew had jobs where COVID testing was absolutely required, and students who were willing to follow COVID protocol. Because you can get another guy, and you know what I'm talking about, Tico, coming there. I don't believe in all that COVID stuff, and I don't need no shot. And okay, you got your own rules, but I gotta follow the rules. I'm running a business here. So they sent one of their guys to catch me. So I said, "Hey man, look, man, you can't come in." So he's like, "Why? Why can't I come in?" I said, "Sir, I'm not taking any new students at this particular point. You have to be willing to follow the COVID rules and regulations. I see already you don't have a mask, so blah, 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 blah." Then he takes out his badge. He goes, and now I'm really mad at him now. I want to smack him.
Wow.
See, I'm a nice guy, but
Wow.
violence was necessary. But
Wow.
anyway,
So you
he
passed
said,
the test,
I passed the test. He says, "Yeah."
but it was a setup for real.
And he told me that's $1,000 a day, rather from whatever time. So if it's the 20th of the month, I gotta pay 20 grand for not paying something that you saw before. So I knew that when COVID was over, I wasn't going to start back to schools again. So I gave up the schools. And I knew there's a guy, he's 108 years old. I don't know if you've seen this guy. He's 108. Look him up in YouTube. Of course, I'm listening to him. What's the fountain of youth? What do you do? He talks about his strict diet. He talks about how he does things. And he's had traveled all over the world. And he's had 3 different careers in his life. So he's got the Navy. He's got money coming in from the Navy. And then he went to school, culinary school. And then he spent 20 years doing that. All right, now he's 60. He's got the Navy. He's got culinary school. Then he goes to school again for something else, or training for something else, and works that until he's 80, 85. So he's had 3 careers in his life. And he worked until he was about 90. And he doesn't work now, but of course, he always has income coming in because he's had 3 careers. I said, I want to be like him.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
So it's too late for me to be exactly like him. But my career now, in 5 years, I'll be, first of all, in 2 to 3 years, I'll be finished with the Empty Hands 2. This
Wow.
is I wrote the Empty Hands 2. I know you can't see this, but I wrote it in 2008.
I have that poster. I wish I could put my hands on it. I have the poster because I visited that school with my daughter because at that time, my daughter was taking karate. And
Right.
for
I
her
remember.
body, you remember that?
I
And I
remember she
bought
came
her
by.
And that was really, really great. And I was just so proud of you having those schools. So um, things happen for
You came to my Harlem school.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, things happen for a reason. So I'm just proud that you were able to open them and you sustained them as long as you did. And you have so many students that I know you see sometimes on the street or parents, and they thanking you for what you did at those schools. So great job, great job. Just like Tico with what he does, I'm sure he does the same thing. So anytime we could do something and help people and then see these parents and students years later, it's always rewarding. So you're not going to open back to school, and we know you're going to do a couple more movies. So what else do you have planned that we don't know about that we would never think that you would be doing that had nothing to do with karate or the film industry?
Nothing. I like Rich. I gotta. The big thing for me now, the big thing for us now, because we know it, is to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta be on the like Tico. You know, he knows health is wealth right now. You can talk
Yeah.
about all the stuff you want to do, but now at this point in our life, I got to be healthy. I got to be able to run around with my grandsons and my granddaughter. You
Hmm.
know, a lot
Woo,
of
yeah,
times
right.
I do stuff for them. You know, like grandpa don't smoke cigars no more. I do that for them. You know,
Yeah. That's it.
grandpa,
Yeah.
That's it. So
grandpa gotta take
woo,
blood pressure medicine. I do that for them. You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
so now it's different. You know,
yeah.
I was Superman for a long time, but now I realize, now I'm immortal, and I got to learn how to, navigate that. So um, that's the future.
That
That'll
is
be
the future. You're right, because as we see, do you ever look at people going down the street and you say, when I get that old, like I said, somebody that's 108, and you see these 90-year-olds, and you see, for me, I see 90-year-old women in heels. I see women still going to church and they're 100. I just looked at a lady yesterday on YouTube. She was 102, and she was still wearing her stuff, talking about she's still trying to get a man.
Yeah, those are our heroes now. That's what
Yes.
I want to be like. I want to be like 108, 102, 90. I don't want to be feeble. So I want to be able to move and be active and live an active life. And it's so funny because, when you get older, you got money, uh, your tank changes. You got to put healthy stuff in your tank. You can afford to drink champagne, smoke a cigar now, eat cake. Guess what? In the old man, you can't do that. You got to eat healthy. You got to
Yeah.
keep your life and live a healthy life. To get to squeeze 5 more years out, whatever. Or we see people around us now. I don't mean to be morbid, but I was in front of a martial arts school on Saturday, and these guys are not that older than me. They're like 72, 73. They all got canes
Mm.
from all those years of kicking, all that wear and tear. It used to be many years ago, I used to be able to take these big flips and fall on the ground and do free Akimis. You know what I'm talking about. Tico knows what I'm talking about. I used to do that shit on concrete. I stopped when I started seeing the older guys with canes. I said, nah, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah,
So
the
you can't
cement.
take falls like that
Yeah,
anymore,
the
Yeah,
cement.
Professor Powell could barely walk in his later years.
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Uh-huh.
you've seen it.
Yeah.
These guys were super athletes, but
Yes, they were.
you have to adjust with the times.
Yeah,
You
like
have to.
I understand, because I still do a lot of my kick and stuff, but I do that stuff in the water because it's easier for me in the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I
That's right.
I used to love the jump rope. Is sometimes it's a pain in the neck. I get in the water.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't tried jumping in the water. You could jump in the
Oh,
water.
it's great. It's great.
How you
Yeah.
get the rope? The rope? The
Yeah. You
rope?
have
No,
to.
no, no rope. You faking the rope. You just doing the jump stuff.
Oh, just the jumping.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay,
And
okay.
everybody looks at me because I'm jumping in the water and I'm doing it for like a half hour. They're like, God, What's this guy doing? It's just
Wow.
better. Now, back in the
Yes,
day when I was a fighter, I would go to the YMCA, go under the water, throw punches, throw kicks, come back up, go down again. So the water has always been good. But
you know,
now it's
Now I
just a
have to
better
tell you
choice.
something. Bernard said Brother Tico is too humble. He killed his scene. He said he killed his scene. He also said that everyone at the Hall of Fame has a big replacement, But yeah, that's true. But wow,
you,
I think
you
what
know,
y'all
you know what? I still do that. You know, till this day. When
you
I go
still
to the pool or the Y, I'll run. I'll run back and forth, and
yes,
I'll throw,
yeah,
I'll
uh-huh, yeah,
shadow punch. You know, in
yeah,
the
Right.
water.
yeah,
I still do it to this day. I
yeah,
guess when someone getting older, you just gotta adjust yourself at the times. You know,
yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
adjust
sir.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
adjust with it, and instead of doing 10 push-ups, maybe you do 5.
Yeah,
But don't stop. Don't stop doing. Don't stop. And like find some things you think that'll be beneficial for
we
you.
have to
Like
keep
me,
moving.
the acting be beneficial for me, and it'll keep your mind going and keep you motivated and put laughter in you, give you some laughter, keep you smiling, and possibly um, you could get financial blessing from it.
Yes, yes. Well, let me ask you
So
guys this. Let me ask you this as we get ready to try to wrap it up because I'm gonna keep you guys too long. I appreciate y'all being here. We are blessed. I'm grateful that we can have this conversation because, like we said, it's a blessing. I'm still looking forward to planning. A lot of people wanted us to wait to the next, the big, next big milestone for the reunion. But I told him, I said, "Ooh, we might need to do 5 year intervals instead of 10 years because we ain't getting no younger, y'all. They probably want to do that 10 year." I said, "All right, y'all." I said, "I said, well, some of us may get together. Like I'm thinking about doing another cruise." I said, "Because some of y'all want to wait, but because when we did that thing last year, we had a blast, man. We had a it
What do
was
they wait? When do they want to do this reunion?
like I said." Most people want to wait for the big, which would be what would that be? 60. We graduated in 78, so that would be 28. And I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna plan something for 28, but I'm saying before then, I want to plan something like I said, another cruise or something. Like I want to plan something else too. I don't want to wait just for that for us to get together because we lose about 2 a year, something like that. So I said I don't want to wait. You know, but it's definitely a blessing to be able to sit here and laugh and recollect. I mean, because Gene, you went back. Did you go back to the school when we went back? Was you at the last one?
yeah, I was there.
Did you
I
go? Did
was.
you go when we went to the school and we were in the auditorium and we went through the whole
Oh
school? We went
yes, I
to
was in the classrooms, and we went on soccer field.
yeah. Did you go? You didn't go to the school, right, Mahaliel? You we saw you in Harlem, but you didn't come to the high school, right?
No, I hosted the thing in Harlem for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. But
Remember?
man, I'm gonna tell you something. Sitting in the
Right.
classroom, oh my God, that was a riot. Going through the halls, that was like that was amazing. That part right there was just going over the Goose Pond.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just
Woo!
beautiful,
That
man.
brought back so many memories for me. Goose Pond. Oh my God! I was like, wow. And the pool. Even we went down to the pool.
Right. The pool. I remember.
We went down
I
to the
think.
pool. That was. Did you go, Tico, when we went to inside the school?
Yes.
That right there. So I want us to do that again if the school will let us come back again because going back there
Oh,
really
that
is
would be that would be great. That would be great because I think a lot of people who are still in New York would come. If nothing else, they do that. They will come to the school, and because a lot of them haven't been there since they graduated.
yeah.
Hey, if we go, I'm taking an Uber up the hill. I'm not walking that hill.
It's not a hill no more. Mahalio, it's not a hill no more. It freaked me out. It's flat.
Really?
Yes, that's what blew me away. It is. I said, how do you do this? It's no longer a hill.
Really.
It's no longer a hill.
Oh wow. I've been.
And I
Wow.
still can't figure out how they did that. That's what blew my mind because
Mm.
I was like, this used to be a hill. How did they do this? But it is flat now.
I think there's too many people from other countries. You know, too many. They brought their whole family, and they reduced the hill, you know.
I need an architecture or somebody to really explain to me how, because that thing blew me away that day, because we were walking and I was trying to tell my daughter this was a hill. We had to go up this hill in the snow. I said,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this was a steep hill, but she was looking at me like, yeah, okay. I was like, how they do this?
in the
Yeah, it's like,
snow.
so that I don't understand. But gentlemen,
It-
man, I'm telling you, man, I have so much love for y'all. I'm grateful. Tico, I mean, keep doing what you're doing with the self-defense and with the working out. I've been doing pretty good. I have a trainer now. My biggest thing is getting to my portions and getting my stuff back right. And I'm like Mahaliel, I have to be able to run around with these grandkids. You know, the kids will make you, they will make you think about it, because if you're ever outside trying to chase them and do things, you'd be like, whoa. Or the steps, you know, the certain things, it's like, so I like to do the swimming. And when I go to my place where I go to wellness center, 90% of the people, or maybe 70%, go there for rehab because they had hip surgery or they had shoulder, you know. So that motivates me, because I'm not going there for rehab. So when I look at them, I'm like, okay, I need to just keep coming while I don't have to, because I don't never want to have to be somebody that has to, because, you know, I need to be able to. That's the thing. But they have the sauna, they have the jacuzzi, the steam room, all that stuff, the Olympic pool, and I love it, you know. So we have to do this stuff, y'all. We have to keep motivating each other and keep doing what we're doing. Y'all keep acting, keep traveling. I don't know about the travel right now. Right now we have to be real cautious, but yet still I love to travel. But, you know, I want to make sure wherever I go, I can get back, you know, because right now
Yes.
so much stuff happening, you know. But what I want
Yeah,
to
a lot of
let
stuff happening.
you traveled and did you actually? I want you to tell us this. I'm gonna let each of you close out with any kind of closing remarks you want to make, whether it's regarding your work, working together, high school life, whatever it is. Just words of encouragement. Some of our classmates will come back and look at this, because a lot of them know I will put this in the page. So I want to give you the opportunity just to say whatever it is you want to say. If you want to say thank you to each other, or just anything, whatever's on your heart, I want to give you the opportunity to do that. So I definitely want to give you the chance. But I just want to thank y'all for coming here today. You know, I like to use
Thank
this.
you. Thank
I
you
like
for having it.
Thank,
Thank you. Salute to you.
thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, just to come back and just laugh, joke, and just reminisce, you know, because life is precious, man. And when we get up here where we recognize that, you know what I'm saying? We recognize that. So it's a pleasure and an honor to have y'all here today, for sure. Mahaliel, I'm so proud of you. Tico, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too, Gene. Speaking 3 languages, going around the world. You know, you Mr. Casanova. I seen you with your daughter, the way you be doing. So yes.
Oh yeah, that the last time I saw you at the red carpet.
Yeah, red carpet
At
for
the red carpet, yeah.
Mahaliel.
I went there with my daughter. Yeah. That was the Village Cinema or the
Yes,
AMC Theater.
yes. That was
At the,
in Harlem. Now, Mahaliel, if you writing a part for me, I can't wait to see what that would be.
Ah, Mahali,
That's
she's a reporter. She's the reporter.
that's
Woo!
very possible.
and I just want to say thank you for having me, and thank you, Mahaliel, for giving me the opportunity to act. And and thank you, Chico. Nice seeing you, Chico. Thank you.
Good
And
seeing
hopefully
you, brother.
we
We gonna
work
put you.
together.
We already got something for you already. My mind is
Yeah.
working.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. God bless you guys, man.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, brother.
So listen, we will be heading out. Thank you for being here, because you're in Virginia right now. You're not too far from me. What's in Virginia? You got family there?
Um,
Richard, you got family
Virginia,
in Virginia?
Now he ain't in
Virginia?
Virginia.
I thought you
No.
are in Virginia right now.
Oh no. I'm in Shirley, in Long Island.
Oh, okay. I thought you told me you was gonna be in Virginia. Okay,
Oh
okay,
no. I'm at by Spit Point. Yeah, Shirley.
okay. Well, listen, if you have anything coming up, feel free to tell the people what you have coming up. If there's anything coming up, if not, then we'll close it on out. Tico, anything you want to say to the folks?
Well, I just want to say, I'll try to make it quick. Thank you again for having us. But I want to say this about Mo, what people don't understand. I love and respect this brother. I've known him basically my whole life. He has done more with less.
Mm.
More with less. than most people in this business. All right. And that to me says just who he is and how committed he is to doing movies and things like that. A lot of other people would have just walked away. They would have given up.
Wow.
So much respect to this brother for what he's doing. And from him, the best is yet to come.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, more
I
respect.
paid these guys to say all these nice things about me.
More
Your
success.
check,
Many
your
more
checks,
success, Mahaliel.
your
Many
checks
more
are in the
success.
mail. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, Mahaliel, any closing remarks from you, man?
Well, when I talked about situations about producing, and I talked about how one of the executives got
Move
a
down some.
PPP loan.
You got your head cut
Is
off.
that good?
Yeah, come down some. You standing now.
No, no, I'm actually lame because I ran out of
Oh, you got
battery.
got you.
But
Okay.
I talked about that, the PPP loan, and the loss of one executive producer passed away. Uh, Hanchi, you know Hanchi. Chico, you know Hanchi. Nicholson.
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
He
yes.
died.
Wow.
He was the
Wow.
armor. He was one. He was also. He's the armor for the movie and a producer. And I talked about those trials and tribulations. And I also talked about perfect timing. There's a movie called Sinners, and Sinners has made a how much $1 billion?
Wow.
It's made $1 billion. As a person who's doing in the film industry, I just need 5% of that.
Mm.
Mm.
If you look at my posters, people say, "Oh, your movie's like Sinners, huh?" We have a historical content. We also have, he's not a vampire, he's an immortal, but he does eat out that pineal gland. And when you look at that, this flyer predates Sinners, right?
That's right. By many years.
So
Mm.
you would think that I was copying off of Sinners. So the reason why I'm really pumped about it is that all we need is 5% of that. And 5% of that, 10% of $1 billion. You talk about $500 million. That's the potential. That's where we at right now. And that's a lot of moolah.
Yes.
And so there's a movie, what's the movie called? There's a movie, I'm getting a senior moment right now, but there's a movie that made $44 million, which is a B movie. It's a horror movie. And it made $44 million.
Man. I know the movie. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and
So when you look at films like that, that's the opportunity. We love making these films, but we would love the opportunity to get something like that. You know, that's the goal. And Sinners is the setup. And I'm gonna leave you with this. Uh that director I told you and producer who I told you I learned so much about. Star Wars came out with a movie and Star Wars was on fire. He went and pitched a TV series that's nothing but Star Wars. You know what that TV series was?
what?
Battlestar
Talking
Galactica.
like, oh,
Oh
wow.
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 So what he told me, he was saying he knew that there would not be another Star Wars movie for the next several years, but that people were still thirsty for Star Wars. He ripped off everything from Star Wars. The Klingons, if you go back and see Battlestar Galactica, he ripped everything off from Star Wars.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is Blood Mix is not ripping off Sinners. And of course, I'm not Michael B. Jordan, but I may be the next best thing in town.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mahaliel Bethea, he is the man. Keep looking out for
That's it.
Hit Hard Films. See what's coming up next. Make sure you get ready, get ready, get ready. If you are acting, Mahaliel, can they reach out to you if they want to be in any films?
Yeah,
Are you
man.
like-
My number never changes. It's 646-373-7804. I don't hear, so text me. If you want to be in a film, if you want to be a producer in a film, there's the business side too. If you want to be a producer in the film, I'd love for you to come on board. This movie, Blood Mix, definitely get a percentage of this because it's just excellent opportunity. You heard what some of the people were saying earlier about their experience, and I'm open to get everybody involved in my theater company, which is now film company, which is Hit Hard Films. So if you want to be a part of Hit Hard Films, if you always want to be an actor, if you think you're talented, come on down. We got something for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man right there. Hit Hard is going to be ready for you. Hit him hard. Hit him hard. I love it. Coming from Sensei Mo. So that's so fitting. You've been watching Storytime today. God bless you guys. We will get together again soon. Let's stay healthy. Let's stay connected. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I am your Hope Catalyst. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. And I always say, keep hope alive. I want to thank you guys for watching Storytime. Whatever you do, I want you to remember a couple of things here. We don't ask for much, but we do want to remind you that this is where people come to just share their stories. All right, so we want to just remind you, don't forget to tell a couple of friends that you've been here. Don't forget, by all means, to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, it doesn't take much. We'll be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we'll also be back 9 p.m. next Sunday. Until then, keep hope alive. Guys, I love you. See you at the next time.
Thank you, Crystal.
A catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey!